I'm kicking off the new year with what I hope is a practical and valuable challenge. It's a 21-day challenge. I'm calling it the Your Barber Budget Challenge. If you follow my work, you know that I'm passionate about talking about money management, and the topic right now of financial education and financial literacy is definitely big within the barber industry. I have created money management templates in the past. There's been people who have listened to my podcast. I've sent them, a link to my free template that I offered, last year. It's a brand new year, and so I've actually updated my template, and I've actually decided to turn it into a 21-day challenge. And so why 21 days? Well, last time I kind of created the template with no end date. It could be like for an entire year. And I think that can be a little bit overwhelming sometimes. And I think 21 days feels a lot more achievable. It's a shorter time. And the goal really is for you, and if obviously seeing right here, for you to be able to track 21 days of income and 21 days of expenses, for you to get an idea of how much money you're actually making as a barber. So I've tried to make this very, very simple. And by the end of doing the challenge, you'll have a better idea of how much money you actually make. So I just want to give you a quick glimpse as to what you can expect if you do choose to do the 21-day challenge. It's completely free. All I need is your email, and I will send you what you're looking at right now. So right here, what you're going to do is step one. You're just going to, well, one, you'll make a copy of this, but after you do that, I want you to fill out how much money you expect to make in 21 days when it comes to just services, right? So that will just be, take the price of your haircut, whether it's $30, $35, and try to just multiply that out by the amount of haircuts that you will get, and just do the service amount. All right. Then I want you to estimate how many tips, do you think you'll make? So say, I'm just going to use simple numbers here. Say you think you'll do 100 haircuts in 3 weeks. That's going to be, I get $5 a tip typically, right? Then that'd be $500 that you're estimating in tips. So just do like an expected amount. And then how much money do you expect to sell in products? All right, go ahead and put that there as well. So you'll start day one by filling out these sections first. All right, so I'll just give an example. Say, and again, I'm just using fake numbers here, but say I'm going to make $1,000. I know it's going to be more than that. But in tips, say I end up making, $500. And then products wise, say I'm going to sell, $200, right? I'm just doing this just to keep it simple. And then in actual, at the end on day 21, say you end up making more, say you end up making $1,500. Well, then that's going to turn, green there. Say tips wise, you end up making, $600. You make more than you thought. And then in products, let's say you end up selling, $50 more. These are going to turn green because you end up making more than you had thought. Let's say that it actually ends up being less. It's going to be $800, and say this actually ends up being less than what you thought, and maybe this one actually ends up being less than you thought. Less than you thought, $100. Then that's going to tell you, all right, you're off by $200 for services, blah, 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 and total you're off by $400. Now, obviously, this could mix and match. Hopefully, you're here, $1,200, maybe you made less in tips, but hey, maybe you sold more that you thought in products. And this will kind of give you an idea of like, did you predict correctly? So when you do create your expected amount, don't change it. All right, whatever you put on day one, leave it. And then at the end, that's part of the challenge. I want you to come back and see what you think, what you actually made. Okay. Now down here for expenses is going to be the same thing. How much money do you anticipate to spend in rent? Say your rent's going to be $500, and this should actually line up. Say you actually end up spending $500. If you are at a commission shop, then go ahead and put in a guess of what you think the commission split will be for what you will pay the shop. But go ahead and put what you think will be there. Products wise, this could be any products that you buy, right? I don't know if I need to go through the line, but like say you end up buying some new capes, maybe you end up buying new products, some towels, maybe you buy, neck strips or combs or whatever. You can put that into the products, and even to the tools. Tools would be more of your like, clippers or capes. Actually, products would be more along what products do you need for your clients. Like that could even be, you spent a lot of money on to buy pomades and stocked up there. That would be what you put for products. And then tools would be more of like your barber tools or your barber station. food. I do want you to keep track of food. I know barbers can spend a lot of money on food. So go ahead and like anytime you eat lunch or whatnot, make sure you keep track of that. And then other, this will just be anything that doesn't fall under those categories. You can just go ahead and put that in other. So you'll do the same thing. How much money do you think you're going to spend in rent? How much money do you think you're going to spend in products? Again, I'm just going to put, fake numbers in here. Say you think you're going to spend $200 in food. You never know. You might eat out every single day. Say other is going to be like $50 or whatever. You do that on day one. And then on actual, you'll go ahead and put, what you actually spent, whatever it is. And now what this is actually going to do is, you see how it's going green? It's going to go green if let's just say you go 150 here. This is going to be, say you go 50. This one's actually going to go green if you spent less than you thought you would. If you end up spending more, then that's going to actually turn red. All right. And so that's it's the inverse of the top versus the bottom for income and expenses. Okay. So on day one, you're going to fill out the expected column. And then throughout the challenge, you can come back and I want you to update these actuals, but definitely, so you can keep kind of track of your progress. But by the end, you'll then lock it in and then you'll kind of see, what the gap is and whatnot. Okay, so that's the summary of what it will all look like at the start and then kind of during and then at the end. Now, how do you actually keep track of the income itself? That's what's going to be on this page here. This is the incomes tab. So we have quick orientation on the left side. This will be like whatever day it is. It's day one. Maybe that day one for you is Monday. Maybe it's Tuesday. I'm not sure whenever you're going to start this. Go ahead and put that as day one. And then I do actually recommend maybe starting it at the start of your week because it makes it a little bit easier to keep track of. But make sure you put day one and then whatever date that is. And then we got some columns here where you'll put, all right, what's the client type? Are they new or are they returning? I want you to put their first name. I want you to put their last name. I want you to put how they paid you, right? Was it cash, card, Venmo, Apple Pay, Cash App? Was it, I don't know, did you give a free cut even? I know sometimes you might do that. Put that in there. The service price, how much was the cost of the service? Okay, so if that was just a haircut, $30. If it was a haircut and beard trim, maybe that's $50. So just the cost of the service. Then I want you to put how much they tipped you. And then how much product, if you sold any product, what was the name of it? We should have like a drop down here. Maybe it was a pomade, a beard oil, a shirt, hat, other, or none. And then put the product price. How much did you sell it for? That's going to total up to be your total income. All right. And every day you're going to come and you're going to just fill this out so that, however many clients you saw that day, that'll be day one. Got you scrolled down. This will go down into day 2, day 3, day 4, down and so on and so forth. All right. Super important that you fill this out by the end of every day. All right. It would be cool for you to actually kind of see how much income came in. Now, as this is going to be going and totaling up, this will all do the math for you. I have formulas in here for you. So total services, this is going to total up the total money that you made in services. All right, that's going to total up this column for you. So do not edit these because there's formulas. Okay, if you edit these, then you're going to mess it all up. So total services, total tips, that's going to get calculated, the total amount of money made in products. And then your total income is going to come in here and it's going to total up these 3 tallies together. And that's going to be your total income. So as you're going, you're going to want to pay attention to this field. And then you'll take that field and you're going to go back to the start and you'll fill that into your actuals. All right. In there. Right. Or what I mean by you're going to take these 3 fields. Right. And you're going to place them into the actuals there. Okay. All right, let's go over to expenses. Same idea here. You might not do this, you're not going to have an expense maybe every day, but if you do, I do want you to just make sure you put in the date of the purchase, whatever the category it was, whether it was rent, product, food, tools, or other. Put the item, what was it that you bought? If you want to put any notes in there for yourself, just so you can remember exactly why you spent it, that might work. How did you pay for it? Cash, Venmo, check. Was it maybe a bank transfer if it was rent? Did you pay with card? What was the total price of that? This total is going to add up all of the costs of your expenses, That'll be your total. Now, this one's going to be a little bit different because when you want to fill in the summary, you need to kind of categorize this. So what you're going to do is you're going to click on this drop down and you're actually going to sort it by like A to Z. And when you sort it by A to Z, that's then going to fill out these categories for you so that all the food will be together, all the rent will be together. And then how you're going to total that up is you're actually just going to go like this, and then you're going to like highlight that amount, and then that will show you the sum total. Okay, so it's a little bit trickier for you to do your expenses, but that's going to be how you categorize it, and then you'll take that total and then bring it over here and put that into your actual for that category. All right, a little bit kind of fancy work there with Google Sheets, but I think you'll get the hang of it. That's going to be what you do for expenses. Now, that's pretty much it when it comes to income and expenses. The last thing that I need you to do, or this is kind of your bonus, actually, you don't have to do anything for this. What are your income goals for the year? Yeah, this is a pretty fun sheet here. How much money do you want to make in one day? So the instructions for this to kind of figure out how to use this is take whatever your haircut price is on the left, roughly, and then how many haircuts do you average in a day? Is it 3? Is it 6? Is it 9? Is it 12? Let's say you have a $35 haircut and you end up doing 9 cuts in a day. You're gonna make about $315. If it's 12 haircuts, it'd be $420. Now say you actually jumped your price $40 and you do 12 cuts in a day, you make about $480. Now this is obviously just the service price, it's not including tip, but this will kind of give you an idea of how much money could you make in one day. How much money could you make in 1 week, right? If you do 3 haircuts a day and five days a week, that's 15, right? If you end up doing 6 cuts a day, 5 days a week, that's 30, right? And it's going to be the same thing. What's your haircut price? How many cuts you do in a week? How much money you want to make in 1 month? How much money you want to make in 1 year? And this is really going to show you kind of what you should expect from yourself, why it's so important for you to actually track how many services that you offer so you can kind of get an idea of how much money I'm actually going to be making this year and how much money, would that be if I charge this much or maybe charge another amount. All right, so that's going to be your income goals. Last tab here is just questions. If you have any questions or need help editing this template by any means to make it work for you, go ahead and email me at hello@barberdoza.com. You can DM me at barberdoza on Instagram, or always you can comment here in the YouTube thread, and I'll do my best to respond to your comments. Okay, so this is the Your Barber Budget 21-Day Challenge. If you want to sign up, pretty simple. I'm going to put the link down in the bio of this for you to get it. But all you need is your first name, your email, and then you just click I'm ready to sign me up. You're going to get an email, and then you just got to confirm it, and then you'll get a link directly to this to the template. All right. When you have the template, I'm also going to send you 4 emails just to hold you accountable. So I'll have an email, the kickstart on day 1, day 7, and then day 14, and then a celebration day 21. You're also going to get a subscription to my new newsletter that I just launched called theGuideline. That's a weekly newsletter that drops on Mondays. Now, this is actually for all beauty professionals. It's not just for barbers. This template definitely works for them. I've had some cosmetologists ask me for it as well, and so you're more than welcome to participate as well. I got some other content that's out here as well. I got my podcast that was on how I budget my money, and then I got a blog post on how to create a budget as well if you want to check that out. All right, that was a lot. So I'm super excited to be offering this, though. Again, it's called the Your Barber Budget, the 21-Day Challenge. That's for barbers, but also not barbers, anyone in the beauty industry. Wanted to just kind of do a deep dive, walk you through the budget template so that you know how to use it. But again, if you have questions, feel free to shoot me a message. All right, Happy New Year. I hope this helps you to know your numbers, because it's time. We got to know our numbers. All right, we'll see you later. Peace.